The Random Show. Inside knowledge of TV, pop culture, and game shows. With your host, executive producer of Let's Make a Deal and The Price is Right, Mike Richards. Joined by the shortest moral compass on podcasts, Beth Triffin. And now, The Random Show.
I'm going to go for it, Jen Bisgrove. Welcome to The Random Show. I'm Mike Richards. Beth Trifanovich is still... Where is Jen Bisgrove? Producer Jen Bisgrove by my side today. Second week in a row. Pretty exciting, I'd say.
I've never been more excited in my whole life.
Would you be more excited to do another random show or to actually have an apartment to move into?
Apartment.
You are homeless right now?
I'm homeless.
We'll talk about that later. I think that's a good topic. Where is Beth?
She's still in Ohio.
Is she ever coming back? Has she hit the gold mine, a vein of money with the acorn business?
Her acorn business took off. She's a millionaire in Ohio.
You know what? I don't know a lot, but I know that didn't happen. Well, Beth will be missed yet again this week, but she'll be back next week, right?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Because as we round into the launch of the season, which is September 23rd, of both Price is Right and Let's Make a Deal, we are going to have an enormous amount, more than we can talk about in the 35 to 45 to hour and a half that we allot to the random show. We're going to have more than we can talk about.
I'm really excited.
I am sad that summer's over because, Labor Day kind of signals the end of it. The kids are back to school. You know what I mean? Like that freedom of being able to go do whatever. But then in Southern California, this is the time of year when the weather is absolutely the best.
Right.
Is September, October.
I just get sad about the days getting shorter.
Oh, well, we're going to be in the office anyway, so it won't really matter. Does it matter whether it's light outside or dark outside if you're in the bungalow?
But like when I leave at 9 and it's still light out, it's nice.
That's true. It is sad that we leave at 9. We're like, yay, we left at 9. It was still light. I remember a couple weeks ago, I made it my mission to try to get home in time to see the sunset, which is at like 8:45. Mm-hmm. And I did go over 5. I did not make it home.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was not good.
That's sad.
Traffic and whatever. But listen, it's fall now. It's not really fall. But Time Warner and CBS have settled, so thank God people will be able to watch.
I know, finally. Our show will be back.
And it was weird how long that went. I didn't expect that to go that long. I don't think anybody did.
I think football around the corner this Thursday is what...
Yeah. Are you kidding? They're literally, I think everyone would have dropped Time Warner. I mean, and that must have been what CBS knew. I mean, I don't know anything about it, but they must have known they had that chip.
I saw a lot of commercials over the weekend, like, you won't be able to see this game, this game, this game.
Yeah, I saw that too, except for that was on CBS, which if you have Time Warner... So what we're trying to explain is Time Warner and CBS were in a fight. Time Warner dropped CBS, so you could not, if you had Time Warner cable, you could not see CBS. And that was, like 5 million people in the country or something like that?
I don't know.
It wasn't a humongous number, so I think it was, which still 5 million. If you're one of them, that stinks. So you haven't been able to watch a CBS show on Time Warner. I think it was blocked, even if you had the Time Warner cable where you could watch app, like where you could watch TV shows.
Right, they blocked it online as well.
Yeah, they blocked it online. And but what's been weird is if you watch CBS, and that's all I watch. Why are you laughing? That's all I watch.
Me too.
Then you saw advertisements, and I guess it was during college. Was it during college football?
Yes.
And yeah, this weekend. And they were advertising, if you have Time Warner cable, then you won't see this game, this game, this game. The caveat there is, if you had Time Warner cable, you were not seeing the promotion that would tell you that you wouldn't be able to see it because it was black. Or was it Bars and Tone? Do we know what it was?
It was a note that said, "We are fighting, blah blah blah."
We're fighting.
Yeah.
Wow. I don't know who was right or
Warner.
wrong. I don't know who was right or wrong on that, by the way. They're two big corporations, and I wish success for both of them. But I did think it was interesting. They were like, if you have Time Warner cable, but nope, that's it. If you have Time Warner cable, you're not seeing this. That's the end of it. And you were dealing with Time Warner cable just earlier today.
Just today. All I want to do is cancel my internet with them because I'm moving, and I called them 7 times.
Where are you moving to?
Not sure yet.
Oh, you're homeless. That's
I'm
awesome.
homeless.
Bizgrove's going to move into the bungalow.
Called DirecTV to tell them I was moving and that I needed to suspend my service. 10-minute call, easy. Called Time Warner. Still haven't gotten that resolved.
No, because they keep transferring you.
They
it's
keep
a whole
transferring
thing.
me. The call drops. I finally get a hold of someone. They're like, you have to call this number. Call back. Can't get a hold. It's awful.
But they do that on purpose because they want to make it impossible for you to quit. And then when they get you, have they already done the upsell? Or like, all right, don't drop us. What if we cut the rate?
They were trying to give me a $7 discount.
Hey-o, per month?
Yeah.
What would you do with all that spare cash?
Don't spend it all in one place. But their internet service has been awful, so that was my main reason.
Well, there you go. A resounding way
I
to go
hate Time
to
Warner.
Time Warner. She does not like Time Warner. I've never had Time Warner, so I don't know. I can't speak to them. I had Charter at one point, but now I'm on DirecTV. Because at one point in my life, my show that I was hosting was on DirecTV, and that was the only place to get it. So I was like, I guess everybody in my family is getting Time Warner or getting DirecTV because they want to not see me. So I am bummed that that summer's over, but that's all right. I'm very excited about all the things we have coming on the podcast. We're going to be announcing new stuff that's coming to both shows. We'll be talking about some of the specials. We'll break that news on the podcast. We'll talk to the people pulling off the specials. Talk to special guests, guest stars. What else we got? We got a lot. It's more than we can handle, frankly.
It's so much is happening.
So much is happening. And then once we can start telling everyone about it, it'll be even more exciting. So make sure that leading up to the premiere weeks and then once we get going, that you're listening to the podcast for all your kind of insider news on all this stuff. Plus, we're going to break down the daytime lineup at some point in the next couple podcasts and see what I think is going to hit and what I think is going to miss. It made me think of it because I saw the Queen Latifah
I did
poster.
too. On Beverly, there's one.
Yeah, so that'll be interesting. What's your take?
I haven't seen. That's all I saw was the picture, so I need to look into what. I don't know. Is she doing celebrities? Is she doing? I don't know what she's gonna be talking about.
No idea. But that's what that's going to be our job to inform you, our loyal podcast viewers, on what's happening and what the plan is, and then make fun of it.
Great.
There is nothing more fun, and I've said this a million times, than watching daytime talk shows in their premiere week. Because what you've got is, and I've done a bunch of them, where you spend an entire summer, 3 months, everyone's hired, you don't record a thing, and you sit and you pitch and you come up with the stuff, and then, so the first week is you're trying to define who you are, you're trying to, find an audience, you've spent, all of your ad dollars have probably been spent within the first 2 weeks, and then it hits or it doesn't, and then it's over. And you throw everything at that first, especially the first episode. It's like, here's who we are and here's what we do. Ha, 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 ha. And then by the next day, you're like, but we're not exactly that because we got some testing back that said that you didn't love that. So here's what we really are now. And it's really, it can be quite amusing to watch. I don't think Latifah will be like that, but it is funny to watch some of them. The first episode of the Tony Danza show, I will never forget because I laughed so hysterically at it. I used to, as a sport, kind of record them and then go home and watch them. And we'd have viewing parties because we were all working on daytime talk shows at the time. And so Tony Danza's daytime talk show starts with, all of a sudden you hear this, you just hear this laughing. And it's a shot of the street, and I'm assuming in New York somewhere because I think that's where it taped. And he comes up on a trash truck, and it's like, and so you just hear the giggling, just go, and he comes up on the side, and the trash truck starts, and he goes, "Hey, I'm Tony Danza, and this is my show." And he jumps off of the trash truck, runs inside. Everybody's going crazy because they're seeing Tony Danza. He's the man with the planza, and he does this whole monologue about how his dad was a trash man and all this stuff, which was supposed to be heartfelt, but it was just so earnest and goofy that you could just see but yeah, it's worth trying to find it on YouTube. It's
I'm
amazing.
Blue collar, blah,
yeah,
blah.
Look at how normal and accessible I am. I am just like you, except for that I have millions and millions and millions of dollars. I thought before we got to our guests today, we're going to talk to Melinda Schaefer, who won a trip to the Tonys, the Tony Awards. That's about Broadway. That's about actors and stuff. She won that on Let's Make a Deal. And then we're going to talk to Tiffany Coyne, who just gave birth to her beautiful baby, little baby Scarlett, and see how she's doing. Because she's not back on the show right now, but you don't know that because we're in reruns, so you wouldn't really know what's happening. But Tiffany's not on the show. She did not give birth on the set of Let's Make a Deal.
There was a few days I was nervous.
That we thought maybe, that Scarlett was like, "What's up? I'm behind door number 2." So we'll talk to her in a minute. But I thought I'd answer a couple of tweets and then get going with Melinda. So the first tweet that I was tweeted, at MRichTV, I noticed the TPIR wallpaper has card game. Is that to return to TPIR Season 42 with a new look as promised after a year leave? Now, and that was from at DTH1971. So I tweeted a picture of our new wallpaper that's in the bungalow because we're going to make this place nice. Even though it is a mobile office, we're going to do whatever we can to make it a nice environment for us to work in. So I took a picture of it, and so you could see that Card Game was on there. So the answer to your question is we have been trying to rework Card Game and give it a new look for a year. You're right. We took it out of the rotation to rework it. There were some people, some higher-ups who did not like the way it looked, and so we're redoing it, and we have a really neat design, and we are mid-build on it. So hopefully you will definitely see it in season 42, and hopefully within the first half of it. I mean, we've already recorded so much of this season already because of our the breakneck pace we've been on. But so you will see it, and it's cool, but still the same great card game, which I love. Let's see, Rich TV. Oh, more on the wallpaper. Do I spy a new game in that wallpaper? So people are so darn clever. Know. Yeah, no, I knew it when I was taking the picture, but people are so smart. Price fans are very thorough fans. And yes, if you look closely at the picture that I tweeted, it says the name of one of our new games, and that one will premiere in the first episode of the new season. And that's all I'm going to say.
Totally didn't notice.
Yeah. Hashtag not on it.
And I walk by it every day.
Yeah. Yeah. But normally it's at night when you leave, so it's dark.
It's dark.
Yeah. Let's see. Oh, at Emrich TV, my local news keeps calling the showcase showdown. When will this madness stop? You know, here's the thing. I have no idea why people... I mean, I get it that people don't really understand that the showcase showdown is the wheel. It's the showdown to get to the showcase. The showcase showdown is the wheel, not the showcases. The showcases are just the showcases. Everyone, including people who are supposed to be publicizing the show and talking about the show and really know a lot about the show, they call it the showcase showdown. And I can't tell whether I'm being a price purist, that it bugs me so much and that I make fun of them, or whether people should just know after 42 years that there's a wheel spin, that's the showdown. I mean, Drew says it right.
He says it every
day, twice a day. But just for like 8,000 episodes that's been going on. Well, not really, because they didn't have the wheel the first season with Bob. But anyway, it's people, the wheel is the showcase showdown because they have a showdown to see who can get into the showcase. And then there's just the showcases. And someone wins that. It's not a showdown. Are we good? Are we square?
Maybe we should take like an ad out in the New York Times or something.
Yes, because I'm sure that really, so many prices right.
It's important.
Yes. I'm thinking more of like a banner that you pull behind an airplane. You know what we should do? We could do like Forrest Gump and have someone run across the United States of America with that as their message.
Some people do that and raise charity money. We could do that.
This is a worthwhile thing. Yeah. All right, let's do one. So the answer is the madness will never stop. Because even people who work for the show don't know that. And I don't know how to tell them any more than I already do. And then this one blew me away. That's why I wanted to share it. And then we will get to Melinda Schaefer, who got to go to the Tonys in New York. At Emrich TV, why is Price doing 2 Christmas episodes instead of a full Christmas week this season? So this is someone that went on to pricesright.com, which is a great site. We redesigned it last year, and it's really neat. And I am pledging to do some more blogging and some video blogs for it because we get a great response when we do write about the show. And I think the greatest thing about the podcast is that I can answer them and not be in a shortened environment. So make sure you twit me at Emrich TV if you have questions, because I will answer them. And sometimes I just answer people directly. So this person I actually answered directly when he twitted me because I was so impressed that he'd looked so carefully at our calendar that he realized there were only 2 Christmas episodes. So that just means that there are only 2 episodes where we will be decorated for Christmas because of, I think Christmas falls on Wednesday. So there's only 2 days in that week, Monday and Tuesday, that would make for Christmas week. It felt weird to do it for the back half of like a Wednesday, Thursday, Friday of that week. So it'll just be 2 fully decorated episodes, then a repeat, which we always repeat something on Christmas Day. It's not a big viewer day. So we don't want to give away a great new show. We put a great Christmas episode from last season in, so there's always a lot of wins and a lot of fun in it. And then, but the month leading up to Christmas, we will have a ton of holiday-themed things. The gift idea of the day returns, which is the first 1 bit. So we have a lot of cool stuff, but just the decorations, just those 2. So bless you at Scottman82 for being that thorough and truly understanding how our calendar works, because that is just a little bit above what I'm able to do. Jen Bisgrove, let's get Melinda Schaefer on the phone and talk about what it was like to go to the Tonys, and did she meet NPH, Neil Patrick Harris, the host. Melinda, are you there?
I am there.
You are there. You are everywhere.
Yes.
Go, girl. So, talk to me about this. See, I've never gotten to talk to someone who won one of our amazing experiences. Both on Price is Right and on Let's Make a Deal, we give away what I think are kind of once-in-a-lifetime, super cool experiences that you probably wouldn't do on your own. And you won one of the coolest ones, and probably the one that's nearest and dearest to Wayne's heart, which is you won a trip to the Tonys. So, first of all, tell us how the trip was and how the show was.
Okay, which do you want, the trip or the show? Because both were amazing experiences.
Let's go with the Tonys, just the actual going to the show.
Oh, my gosh. First of all, what you guys did was top-notch everywhere. It was once in a lifetime, 5-star hotel. We were right around the corner from Radio City Music Hall, right in the heart of New York. The Tonys themselves were amazing. We were on the ground floor in the orchestra, 24 rows from the action, in amongst all the different stars, people who've been there for years. And people actually thought my son was an actor. That's the kind of clientele we were sitting around. It was beyond words.
The feeling was you had to be someone to have seats that good, is what
and people paid to be someone, and even if you were someone and paid, you still didn't get in. So absolutely.
That's so cool, because it isn't really that huge. I mean, it's a big event, but there's not that many seats available. So it is kind of a tough ticket to get.
Oh, and that's what people talked about, how tough it is. But there's even tougher tickets that you got for us, too, I have to say.
Oh, what was that? Good tease.
Well, you also let us see the rehearsal, which unless you have someone who's actually working in the show, you can't get into that. So that was exciting. But even better was the after party at the Plaza Hotel. The people that we were sitting around who did have the money, who had been there for the last 10, 12 years, had never been to the Plaza, and we got to go.
That is awesome. And you mentioned you took your son, and it just so happens that both of you guys, and you really can't plan this on the day that you're doing the Tony episode of Let's Make a Deal, which the Price Department does such a great job getting these amazing experiences and then actually executing them so that people have a great experience like what you've had. But it's hard for us to really know whether someone's going to be a huge fan of the Tonys, but it just so happens that you and your son, huge musical fans.
Yes, me my entire life. He is 20 and actually is an aspiring actor. He's actually in school right now, but yes, this was the big deal of the day for us. There could be nothing better. It was perfect.
That is so cool. So you are from Southern California, right?
Yes, I am from the Long Beach area.
Long Beach, and so you then flew to New York. How long were you in New York?
We flew out Thursday night. In fact, the joke was we actually saw the show, the Let's Make a Deal show, Friday morning in our hotel room. My son was flipping out, having a great time.
That's awesome.
We're there all day Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and left Tuesday night.
Wow.
5 days, 4 nights. It was fantastic. It was once in a lifetime, and we couldn't have done it without Let's Make a Deal and you guys. We just thank you incredibly.
Well, I'm just glad you got to enjoy all of the things that the Price Department had put together for you. It sounds really fun. Now, did you meet any stars? Did you meet the man, Neil Patrick Harris, because he's the host?
Now, why would you bring him up of all people? That was the person that my son personally wanted to meet.
Because he's pretty much the coolest guy in town to me.
Amazing. So down to earth. We actually met him at a Broadway show that we went to Friday night. He sat one row and 4 seats over from us. My son actually met him in the restroom. I probably shouldn't say that. But so I had to rush down and had a good conversation with he as well as David Burka. Fantastic guy. So
wait,
within 24 hours,
you weren't even at the Tonys when you met him?
No, we were at a Broadway show. No, I know. And again, after intermission, found out that we were sitting like a row away from him.
Wow.
I mean,
and he was just a cool enough guy to where it just started talking to your son and
talked. My son had enough gumption, I guess you could say, to ask for ask to take a picture with him. And then he was nice enough after my son called me and said, "Mom, get down here now," that he actually posed for pictures with me as well. So amazing guy. I mean,
literally the nicest guy. He was on Price is Right as one of our first. In fact, he was our first confirmed Celebrity Charity Week guest, which is when the celebrities come on and they play for a charity. And he just said, "Yep, I'm doing it." and
He is
raised money for breast cancer awareness.
Yeah, so gracious. So both of them were incredibly gracious. And we just were like, my son was like, I mean, what are the chances? We're in New York for less than 24 hours. And again, if it wouldn't have been for Let's Make a Deal, we would have never been there.
At any point, did the fact that you guys were on Let's Make a Deal, did it come up with Neil?
With him?
I only asked because if it had, Wayne plays Neil's brother on How I Met Your Mother.
Right.
And has for years and years, and so they're good friends, and I know Wayne's doing a huge arc this season on How I Met Your Mother. So I'm just wondering if it came up.
No, it's funny because I'm not one that gets starstruck, but this was one I was trying to be sensitive with his time and didn't want to talk too much. So pretty much it was like, hey, how you doing? And can I take a picture? And
can I sit on your lap during the second half of the show?
Okay, no, yeah, there you go. Yeah, well, when we realized how close he was, we were like, yeah, we'll come and sit on your lap. But, I totally forgot about Wayne bringing on How I Met Your Mother. That is actually, again, one of my sons and my favorite shows. So I would not have thought about that connection. It just happened so fast.
So you had a great trip to New York. I mean, it sounds like it was just perfect.
It was once in a lifetime. I just have to figure out what I'm going to wear next year and find the same tape date so that I can come and win it again. That's how amazing it was. Because it was once in a lifetime.
You're going to come in a disguise. We're going to be like, wait a minute. Melinda, is that you? No.
Yeah.
My name is Melinda. It's totally different.
Yeah, there you go. No, it was amazing. We had talked about it. The other thing that was great is any time it came up in conversation when we were in New York, how you got here, my son would kind of roll his eyes because I would tell him, I won on Let's Make a Deal, and people were amazed. They thought it was such a fantastic thing. They felt that, people obviously know who the show is and were incredibly, not surprised, but were very, very impressed with the type of quality, high quality, package we had received. So it was fun. I mean, we bragged about it a lot. I bragged about it a lot, and rightfully so. It's something to brag about.
That's one of the reasons we do the podcast is we do these amazing trips, cars, experiences, whatever. And it's fun because you see the person win them on stage. And I'm sure you can relate to this, it doesn't really set in what's happening to you when you win it. And while it's exciting, you don't really wrap your head around it. And then in the 15 seconds that we described your trip, it's hard to get all the things that you were going to do in there and all the things that we were going to put together for you to really tell you without people getting bored by it. It's a fine line between really describing it and then, okay, let's continue to do the game show where people are dressed up and having fun. So now, I'm glad you were bragging.
It was worth it. I mean, the fact that you guys made me keep a secret for 4 months, it was worth it because this was amazing. People were blown away, and they're still blown away. So, it's the only game show I've been on, but I would tell anyone if they wanted to have a fantastic experience, a great time, and have an opportunity to win some really great stuff, this was the place to go.
How did you end up coming to the show? Because I heard that it wasn't you weren't the original option.
It's funny that you asked that. It was a friend of a friend of a friend. So I was like,
is that even a friend at that point? What does that make them to you? Does that make them an enemy?
And that was the joke, is the person who actually had the tickets, I did not know. Her friend I did know. And the joke was, who was I going to take? The person who invited me or my son? And
so you were thinking that maybe you owed the friend of the friend who got you the tickets?
Right.
The trip?
Right.
No, that would be creepy.
Well, people all around were asking, who are you going to take? The one that invited you, or are you going to take? Who are you going to take? And here, my son's a theater buff. My good friend knows that we both are. She's like, no, take him. And but I did throw her a couple $100 because I did appreciate the fact that she invited me. Because without her, I would have never been able to go. So, like I said, it could not have been more perfect.
That's awesome. You know what? I'm glad that you took your son. Because it meant so much more to him. And, listen, you're the one that got picked. You're the one that had the Raggedy Ann outfit on that we did not call a Raggedy Ann outfit because, that would be a trademark thing. So you were the one dressed as a doll and holding a doll that looked a lot like Raggedy Ann.
Right. There you go. No, it was fantastic. The best thing, too, is he just went away to South Carolina for college. So it was kind of going away. I mean, we are very, very close. And again, talk about a going away, kind of life is changing for both of us. What a send-off. I mean, you couldn't have planned it any better. I've said that 2013 was going to be my year, and it started with all of this. So You've made it an amazing, amazing 2013. Who knows what's going to happen in the next 6 months?
Well, I think you've got nothing but runway. I think it's going to get better and better for you. I'm so happy that you had a great trip. That's amazing.
Oh, thanks. Great isn't, there's not a word. Fabulous, there's not, again, it's indescribable. It's once in a lifetime. And I cannot thank you enough, because if it weren't for you guys, I would not have been in the amazing suite that I was. We wouldn't have eaten the food that we did. We wouldn't have been in Radio City Music Hall. Amazing.
You wouldn't have sat on Neil Patrick Harris's lap during a show. Look at all that, all the stuff you got to do.
That was during a commercial break. Nobody's supposed to know about that.
Oh, that's awesome. Melinda, thank you so much for being on with us and telling us about your experience. I'm glad you won.
My pleasure. And, thank you again. Again, tell everybody involved this was a once-in-a-lifetime. You made somebody incredibly, 2 people, amazingly happy, so thank you.
I will pass it along. Thank you.
Please. Thanks, Mike.
There it is. There it is. Thunderous applause. And an uncomfortable cut. Wow, that was amazing. She really loved it.
She did. I mean,
you see, Jen Bisgrove, we're doing good for the world.
Oh, God.
Let's go now to someone who does a lot of good for the world, but most recently brought a child into the world. Let's go to our wonderful, beautiful, and incredibly friendly, irritatingly so. Let's go to oh yeah, you're agreeing with me.
It is. She's so nice.
I'm so nice and wonderful.
So nice.
Blah, 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 blah,
like
blah.
everyone.
Let's get Tiffany Coyne on the phone. Dial her up on the modem. We have got to get a new modem for this. Bisgrove is frozen. She cannot dial the number right now.
Hello?
Tiffany Coyne.
Mike Richards.
Welcome back to the Random Show podcast. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Well, I didn't just have a cute baby girl, so I'm not as good as you.
How could you be?
I couldn't, because I'm a guy. We can't do that. That would be weird, but amazing. People would pay money to see it. So tell us, we haven't heard from you since you left, and you said, you know what? I'm not doing this anymore. I'm not doing this Let's Make a Deal thing anymore until after I have my baby. So now...
I said, I'm out of here.
I'm
out of here, people.
Jen Bisgrove did mention, as we were talking about you, that she was afraid certain days that you were going to have the baby on the set.
Well, I did do the show up until 36 weeks. So
that was insane.
Good.
How was that
that
last few weeks?
It wasn't too bad. I mean, my feet, it's definitely different being in high heels when you're pregnant.
It's why,
than just any normal day. So, yeah, my feet hurt a little bit more. And, pregnant women's feet swell sometimes, and that's not cute. So that wasn't always the best, but it actually wasn't too bad. I had a really good pregnancy, so I'm pretty lucky.
And now, how's motherhood treating you?
It's amazing. I love it. It's like the best thing in the world. People tell you it's awesome, and you're like, oh, yeah, I can imagine, but you really can't imagine until you're doing it, and it's really, really cool. I love it.
What's been the most surprising thing for you in a good way, and then what's been the most surprising thing for you in a bad way?
Let's see. The most surprising thing. Well, it's not necessarily bad, but how many diapers I actually do change or we change is insane.
Does Chris help with the diapers?
Chris changes a lot of diapers.
Does he really?
He does. Yeah, he does.
I don't see him as a diaper guy.
He's a diaper guy.
Is he a diaper guy?
He enjoys it.
Good for him.
He's a swaddle guy, too. He loves to swaddle.
That's
so
an important thing for the guy to do.
And a diaper guy.
Nice.
But we'll be changing her diaper, and, she'll, go to the bathroom, so we change it again. It's it's never ending. As you know, you have kids. But
I do know. And by the way, it's still going, because we were down at the beach, and my 3-year-old decided that he needed to go to the bathroom, and we're like, okay, just wander into the water and go to the bathroom. Kids have no sense of nuance, and mine especially don't.
No, they don't.
And so he walked down, stood in the waves, pulled down his pants, and peed into the water. And I was like, no, what I was trying to make it so you did, forget it. And, of course, then my oldest thought that was awesome and started yelling and pointing out that he was spraying the water. And, it was amazing. So now, how old is Scarlett now?
She was 1 month old on Sunday, so 2 days ago. She was 1 month old.
Wow, the big 1 month.
Yeah, it's crazy. I can't believe it's already been a month. It goes by so fast.
And when are you coming back to the show? That's all we care about.
Well, I was actually going to try to come back in 2 weeks.
Well,
but I hadn't talked to you about that yet. So let's talk about it.
Stop. Yeah.
Was that applause?
Yeah, that was applause for you.
Oh.
Oh, yeah, well, we'll have to talk. That's great.
There's something wrong with the phone. There's static.
Oh, yeah. Well, we have it turned up kind of loud right now. That's awesome news. Wow, so you are feeling great, and are you sleeping through the night? Or no, not at a month. There's no way you're sleeping through the night.
No. But she is good. Like, the doctor said, he told us about a week ago, you can just let her sleep now. Because in the first, few weeks, they're like, wake them up every 3 hours, 4 hours. So that's rough, But now, he said, just let her sleep. And she's actually she's done like a 6-hour stretch a couple times, which is pretty awesome.
That's amazing.
For a 1 month old. She doesn't do it all the time. Like last night, she was kind of going every, 4 or 3 hours. But, I feel like, I feel tired, but I'm not exhausted and like I can't function. But I feel really good. So I think in 2 weeks I'll be ready to.
Oh yeah,
to
get your deal back on.
Get my deal on, y'all.
Has it been weird being away from the show, knowing that we're there with a lot of people in costumes and big boxes and stuff?
Yes, and I really miss the big boxes, especially.
Yeah, they miss you too.
No, yeah, it's a little weird, especially at first when I left and I hadn't had the baby yet.
Right.
I was just hanging out waiting. So, I wasn't as preoccupied. So that was a little weird. But, it's all good. I'm excited to come back.
Well, we're excited to have you. We've missed having you there. Danielle Dembski's been filling in and done a great job, and we love her, but we miss our Tiffers.
Oh, well, I miss you guys. Yes, I hear that Danielle's awesome.
Yeah, she's been great. You helped train her and do all that, so she was ready to go by the time you left, and it was perfect. It was great.
Oh, cool.
Well, I can't believe we broke news on the podcast. This is very exciting. that you're coming back.
I know. I wasn't expecting that. But I was actually thinking, well, I need to actually call Mike and have a real conversation with him about when I'm coming back and if that's cool and everything. So
well, it's cool. And by the way, I don't have real conversations anymore, Tiff. I just do podcasts. So
okay.
Yeah,
well,
like I have a podcast
to you about anything important.
Just call on the podcast.
Call the podcast?
When my kid needs something, he calls me on the podcast. In fact, he's up next.
Oh,
Apparently,
okay.
he needs new shoes for school. We'll talk about it. I'm not sure, but it'll be entertaining podcastery if we do it.
Oh, totally. You got to get all that stuff on your podcast.
Yeah, we got to do it all. Well, this is awesome, Tiff. I'm glad you're doing great. I'm glad Scarlett's doing great. Can't wait to meet her. We love the pictures, so keep tweeting out the pictures.
Well, and thank you for the gifts, the flowers, and Fremantle sent a gift and CBS sent a gift. Everyone's so nice. So
that's weird. Usually nobody likes you. Guys,
like everyone likes me.
Yeah, I know. We were just talking about it. It's right, Jen.
It's annoying.
Frankly, it's annoying, Tiff. We're over it.
Oh no!
And the fact, what a shock! Your daughter's really cute because look at her parents; they're really handsome. Whatever.
Yeah, well, she's pretty adorable. I have to admit.
And you're not biased, so that's good.
I'm not going to lie. She's
no,
cute.
You have to be honest, Tiff. You have to be honest to our audience. Well, then I can't wait to see you in a couple of weeks, and we will talk off the air about how we set it all up. But that's awesome news. I'm glad you're doing great, and I'm glad that Scarlett Rose is doing so good, too.
Oh, thank you, Mike. It was nice to talk to you and share the news with everyone.
That's awesome. And tell Chris I said more diapers.
More diapers. I will.
Tell him, here's my hint for once they're born. Do the diapers early because right now they don't stink. They're not bad. And then you're like, listen, I did diapers for the first 3 months. I did every diaper. And then at 3 months, stuff starts smelling bad and it gets gross. And then you're like, listen, I did the diapers. Okay, I'm the king of the diapers. Do I really need to prove myself in the diaper arena? No.
I don't think I'll share that information with him. I think I will do the opposite. I'll be like, you know what? I'll do the diapers the first 6 months. Then you can take over.
Yeah, that would actually be the veteran. That would be the veteran move. But what you don't know is that up next on the podcast, Chris. No, I'm just kidding. He's not.
Oh no, he's not available. Sorry.
Thanks for being on, Tiff. Talk to you later.
Okay, see you, Mike. Bye, Jen.
Bye.
And there you go, Tiffers. We broke news. That's awesome.
I like it. I like having important conversations on the podcast.
That's what we do. Every conversation we have is important. So we had a good show today. We answered some twits. We talked to Melinda Schaefer, who, what a sweet lady she was. I want her to come back and win every time, too.
She needs to do PR for our show.
So, you know what? But that is why we do this, because I want people to hear about the things that you get to go do, whether that the car really does show up. And we don't have some weird, like, ulterior motive or weird agenda that's like, no, we want to give you stuff. That's what we're here to do. And you hear these great things people get to do. So, and you know what I've noticed? Everyone we've had on the podcast, very appreciative.
Right.
Almost uncomfortably so. You know, I don't take positive feedback like that well.
It doesn't help me when they just keep thanking you for changing their life.
I am well aware that I had very little to do with it, that I was just the producer of the show. I get that. I don't need to be brought back down to earth. So, hey, everybody, thank you for listening to The Random Show. Beth Trifanovich will be on next week, unless she really does hit the Acorn business hard. And more news, more guests, and more fun about Price is Right and Let's Make a Deal as we get closer to the premiere, which is September 23rd. And make sure if you have any questions or comments about the podcast or anything, at MRichTV. That was Random.